Hi, beautiful soul. My name is Angelica. Welcome to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. Either way, welcome. Keep in mind that these are transmissions of energy, of code, of light, of information. You get to use your discernment and your intuition to decipher and decode what is for you, how it resonates. So take what resonates, leave the rest, and let's get into the reading. So there is a lot going on here. That in and of itself is telling me that there is big voice activation, but also like here's also it's coming up in the cards. So whoever I'm talking to, you're going through a major voice activation, expansion, refinement. There's all of these things happening on many different layers. Like I said, refinement, expansion, just kind of moving through. Oh, what is that? I'm hearing subset. Subset of what? It's like these subset of characteristics, qualities that define your voice, or that are defining qualities of your voice. And you're stepping into this deepening, wow, this deepening of your voice, not just of your voice, but of your truth, living your truth, being in your truth, like a living embodiment. It's not disembodied, right? It's not just like, oh, I know these things are real, but like you're not living them. This is you living your truth, okay? Voice of truth, stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Ah, interesting. So I'm speaking to someone that has had to move through that persecution imprint, right? The fear of being persecuted, the fear of being seen, because there is a fear of attack, fear of something outside of you seeing you and yeah, and wanting to kind of attack you or take you down in some way. So you've moved past that. Okay? Like now you're someone who is wearing this armor, but this armor isn't something that separates you from, it's not armor in the sense that, let's say, that someone might wear as wounds, right? This is not like the type of armor that we wear when we have a bunch of wounds that have not been processed. This is the type of spiritual armor that can only be you can only have it, you can only attain it through, I'm hearing intense spiritual work, right? Really doing that inner work to purify the spiritual bodies, okay? This is a spiritual armor of truth. This isn't something that is coming from trauma. This armor, the spiritual armor, it comes in the form of, say, healthy boundaries, right? You know what you want. This armor keeps that which is not for you or relevant for you out of your sphere. So really, this is symbolic for the work that you've done in your field, and it's blooming. and it's blooming. One second. What are these? These would be lilies, right? That's a lily. I want to say those are lilies. Now, I don't personally have any type of association with lilies, but what I'm hearing is grace. So take that as it resonates. But what I'm hearing is that's grace, divine grace. There's been already a lot of your own truth that you've had to integrate, and that's it, like in that purification process of releasing the lies, the falsehoods, and that purification process, there's this resonance of grace that you've cultivated in your field that's showing up as these flowers. And see, you've purified your aura, right? You continue this work, right? Because you know it's never done. Not in this, not right now at least, okay? It's never done. We're here for expansion, so it's not, our work is never done. But you've definitely done a lot of purification, spiritual purification, and it's showing in the cards. So this is telling me you are stepping into this next level of truth. Wow. Next level of visibility, next level of expansion. You are ready for this. I'm feeling a little fear in the field. So if this is you that's feeling a little nervous of like, am I ready? Let me let you know you're ready. Trust yourself, because you're going to naturally step into that. Let it be messy. It's okay. You're learning, but you're ready. You've done the work. Okay. Trust me, you've done the work. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. You see how I'm doing this? This is so interesting. I was wondering, where am I going next? And I was looking down at the cards, right? I was doing the whole, yeah, I was doing that mudra. Prayer and contemplation. All right, all right. I see you. I see you. Look what's going on. And these are on both sides. These, I have these. So look at what's going on here. Ooh, look at what's going on there. Ah. There is flowers. Flowers. These are roses. Yeah, those are roses. Wait. Yeah, those are roses. We have lilies and roses. Interesting, interesting. For whatever reason, lilies and roses is making me think of Sex and the City. So Sex and the City may be relevant for someone here. Was it's coming up loud and clear, and I'm like, I don't know why this is coming up, but take that if it resonates. You may have been watching it recently, or something about that is coming up. So again, but there are, it's very interesting, right? We have divine feminine, so there's a divine feminine balance. But what's going on with these flowers, she has it on her head, she has it on her shoulders. There seems to be this lightening up and this blossoming and blooming of this lightness. Like, I no longer have this heaviness on my shoulders. I no longer have this heaviness in my mental space. There is this lightness. There is this blossoming of this new energy and this divine feminine energy that seems to be blossoming. And wow, in a really beautiful way. That seems to be just kind of naturally coming forth, naturally being expressed because of because of all of the work that you've done. Okay? Because of all this work that you've done. One second. What about this? Okay, they're saying ask and you shall receive. This, so whoever I'm speaking to, you may have had up until now, the chapter before this may have been really heavy, really dense. Maybe it was really full of a lot of healing. So it was just like you were in the thick of it. You were, I'm getting the like the forest trees analogy, like you were in the thick of the forest. You couldn't really see the forest for the trees, that type of thing. And now that you're coming into a clearer, more purified type of energy and space, you don't have to work as hard. You don't have to force and control and try to, what I'm hearing is you don't have to try to matrix it. You don't have to pull and force and grind and hustle, not like you previously did. This is coming through to say, ask. You're going to receive it. The only thing I would say here is it's got to be relevant to you. Like we could ask for like $1 million, but maybe at this point in time, that wouldn't be relevant to you because you actually need to go through certain other lessons, attain other skills that's going to actually be more in alignment for you and aligned for your soul rather than just having $1 million. And because then that wouldn't, maybe for whatever reason, that wouldn't allow your soul to grow in the way that it needs to. So remember, ask and you shall receive, but it's got to be relevant to you. And if you just, really the easiest way is to just, the easiest way to allow yourself to come into this alignment is to want for you what you need, what you required for your own soul's growth. And the more you can get your mind, your ego, your other selves on board with this idea of accepting, okay, I want what I need. Also, I want what I want, and those things can also be in alignment. However, they're not always mutually exclusive to each other. They can be separate. So sometimes there's a process of understanding what you want and what you need are sometimes the same thing, but sometimes they're separate things. Somebody needs to hear this. I'm hearing to leave it there, but somebody needed to hear that. Okay? That would be the only caveat, is like, ask and you shall receive. But there are some people in the field that are still asking for and attached to certain things that like aren't for them. Okay? So take that how it resonates. There is, okay, with you, okay, this is also saying like energetic hygiene. Remember your energetic hygiene at this time. You're going into this next level of expression, next level of visibility. You need to be doing your energetic hygiene, your energetic protection, like you need to be maintaining your energy like you maintain your other hygiene. And if you don't maintain your other hygiene that well, then you have two things. You're going to have two things to get together, right? Take this as it resonates. Like you don't have to do shit, honestly, but this is how it's coming through. So take it or leave it. I'm not here to convince anybody, but really this, because they're saying wear a cloak of protection. Okay, so whatever cloak But like energy hygiene, you need to be calling all of your energy back to you more often. Ooh, confirmation burp. Calling your energy back to you. Salt baths, spiritual baths, meditating. For some of you, you need to be doing like really basic stuff, like the things that I just mentioned: spiritual bath, salt bath, calling your energy back to you, learning your energy, clearing your energy, knowing how to like. You need to become more energetically aware, because this is like awakening presence, right? So this is you're stepping into this next level, right? This is going to be also on the energetic level of as well, of being more energetically in tune, aware, because this next level, we're going to turn it up a notch, or like maybe 5 or 10. So, because I'm hearing preparation. Preparation for what? The next phase. Okay. What is the next phase? Okay. All right. As things continue to, as the old systems continue to crumble, you are just simply being prepared to continue to step up and to step up. And to, it's a very, it's going to be a more quickened process, but it's still a process of you moving more into this. And as you do that, you move more into this, right? Becoming more energetically aware. I'm hearing these are tools that need to be actively expressed, actively utilized at this time. You need to be preparing energetically, preparing your voice, preparing. We need to be doing this. Okay? Ask and you shall receive. Ask the angels. Ask your high guides. Ask the high angelics. Ask the high benevolent beings and ancestors, ascended beings, to help you with what you need. But this feels like the next level of energetic awareness and presence, and like that being kicked up a notch. Interesting. Okay. Okay, and then that's going to go back here, and I feel like that needs to go in the middle. So we're rearranging all these cards. And then we have, here's the thing. Then I have the divine director, right? That popped out. This is like source. Divine director is like, I'm intervening. It's time for you to be in your purpose. Your Dharma is unfolding. You're no longer in karma. Whoever I'm talking to, you're not in karma. If you're someone who you feel like you're still in karma, this isn't for you. There might be a little bit of things that you still need to clear, but feels like some of the first initial time of like really stepping into this next level of purpose at this level. You know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. But source is coming in and saying, hey, it's time to be in your purpose. It's time to do the things. I'm intervening in your life, and it's time. So okay, interesting. I'm hearing expect pretty significant shifts over the next 3 weeks. No matter when you're watching this, that's what I'm hearing. So I'm relaying it like that. Okay? Your Dharma is unfolding. You're still continuing to heal, right? So if there's a little bit of karma in there, then that's fine. But it's like you've made this switch from mostly karmic to, okay, there might be a couple of things in there, little to no things, and we're going into Dharma now. Okay? It's a literal switch from karma to Dharma. It's time to be in your purpose. Okay. Like literally divine director and Dharma unfolding. You know what I mean? Like be in your purpose and your Dharma is your purpose. So, and this is coming after that awakening presence of like, hey, it's time. It's time. There's something else with this card. There is something else with this card. This almost feels like this might be for some of you, or it doesn't feel like it's for many of you out there. This might be connected to the actual being, El Moria. I feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm not saying that correctly. But I feel like for some of you, this might be the actual consciousness, the actual ascended master. Because when this is the first card that actually came out, and Hihala kamako uma ya laama yeler moria rohoma rolea makiatama royalia el moria carri loma yaria la homa kaleana to. That's what happened when I picked this card. So for some of you, this is the actual consciousness. And I'm not personally familiar at this time with this ascended master, but I feel like it feels like whoever this is for, you would know, or they would make themselves known to you in some kind of form or fashion or synchronicity. Okay, so pay attention, because I feel like this being is very close to you, or that ascended master is working very, very close with you. Okay, divine director stepping in. We're in our purpose. Ask for what you need. You're stepping into this next level of truth, authentic expression, radical, just being your fucking self. And that means there's a call to action. Some of you probably do resonate with being on the Ashtar command. I am one of those beings that I've been on the Ashtar command. I'm a rebel. If you identify with being a rebel, you're probably associated to some degree with the Ashtar command. I feel like Ashtar is very interesting. I'm just getting this sense of like Ashtar doesn't show up in this deck for like me, or like for me even just being a reader. Like I feel like Ashtar doesn't show up and wouldn't show up if like he wouldn't show up for you or in readings if you weren't somehow connected to the Ashtar command. That's how it's just coming through like that. So take that how it resonates. This feels like there's a connection to Archangel Metatron as well. Yeah, it's time to lead by example, walk your talk, which circles us all the way back around. Wow, look at all that blue. Circles us all the way back around to walk your talk, this deeper level of embodiment. So, my friend, wow, you're taking bold, courageous new steps. You're literally shaping a new identity, creating, cultivating, curating a new identity as like in every moment, like right now, every time you speak your truth, right? Every time you align and take action and say, I'm going to be in my purpose, what do I feel called to, how do I feel called to take action towards my purpose? And then these divine feminine these divine feminine frequencies coming through to help balance and lighten things up. Because this is the rose frequency, right? That's like the highest frequency. Flower, And then we got lilies, which comes through as grace. And I don't know that that is necessarily like the thing, but that's how it's coming through. Like, I don't know if lilies represent grace in somewhere in the Google lands, but that's how it's coming through. So that's how I'm reading it. Oh, yeah. You want to see something else? On the bottom of the deck. Wow. Wow. That's crazy pants. Lord Ganesh. Yeah. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. This is your most abundant lifetime. It was always meant to be your most abundant lifetime. You never intended on coming here and suffering, but you've made it this far. You made it this far so you could step the fuck up in your purpose, radically in your purpose, radically in your truth, to be of service to humanity at this time. Trust in that. Kelalia masutohia rasatia, ko mayata, layamato makayata, asana leamakuya yasana tatitiakata tatatata. Asananua, 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 kaliliamata, tu, sekiamata. My friend, the coming years are going to be amazing for you. Trust in that. Stay in that frequency. Yes, things. There's also the opposite frequency, right? Chaos and fear. You know what frequency you want to be in. You know what frequency you need to be creating from. So stay there. You inspire people to empower themselves and to look deeper. You don't bring yourself down or lower your frequency. Let's say that. That's what I mean by bring yourself down. You don't lower your frequency in order to have compassion. You can still have compassion in a high frequency. You can still see the truth of the situation while you're in a high frequency. You don't need to, we're not here to lower our frequency to help, because that's actually not helping. Staying in a high frequency and being empowering, inspiring, loving, compassionate, empathetic, etc. from here is going to do so much more than lowering our frequency in order to help. That's not going to do anything. That's more of a fixing. I need to fix you. No, nobody needs to be fixed. Nobody needs to be saved. And when we operate from a higher vibration, we understand that you don't need to be saved. You have it all in you. You're chosen. You just need to choose yourself. And then you need to do the work it takes to get there. That's all. It's really simple. Don't complicate it. I'm going to leave this here. Feel free to let me know in the comments how this resonated. And feel free to share something with me that maybe it brought up for you. You know what I mean? Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.